Is the 2022 11-inch iPad Pro over here worth the upgrade over the 2018 iPad Pro? Let's talk about it. So when it comes to design, what's actually different here? The biggest difference that you're gonna notice between the 2018 and the 2022, I think, is the camera bump. You can see there's now 2 cameras and a flash. The 2018 iPad Pro just has this one little camera right there, and it has a little flash over here as well. But other than that, I mean, the design of them is very similar. I believe they have the same exact dimensions, they have the same weight, they have a very similar look and feel overall. And you also probably notice that the 2022 iPad Pro over here is the silver one, and this one over here, the 2018, is space gray. So that's the 2 different colors that they have here. It would have been really nice if they had some more color options for the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, in my opinion. The front of these 2 iPads also looked very similar because they used basically the same exact display technology, which hasn't been updated, unfortunately, since the 2018 model. They're beautiful and they both use ProMotion, which is a variable refresh rate up to 120 hertz. And yeah, like scrolling around on these is really smooth. Everything is almost instant. It's definitely a little faster and more instant feeling on the 2022. But of course, it's got the M2 processor. But the 2018 is still a huge contender, y'all. I'm telling you, this machine is so underrated. And when you're using these, honestly, I kind of forget which one is which, like if you're using them side by side, because they're both super fast and they have that same display. Both of these displays, since they are the same, get the job done. They're both absolutely beautiful, P3 wide color gamut, accurate colors for photo editing, video editing, etc. They're both beautiful displays. So it is a little bit disappointing that there is no new display technology on this 2022 iPad Pro, but maybe next year. So now let's talk about performance, because these are actually pretty similar, even though this 2018 is 4 years old at this point, and the 2022 has the M2 chip. So one might think that the M2 version over here would be like insanely faster and just like noticeably devastatingly fast. But honestly, side by side, yeah, this one is definitely faster, the M2. Is it like dramatically faster? Honestly, not really on the M2 chip, but the 2018 model really holds up. Like, it's kind of crazy how good this 2018 model still is in 2022 and beyond. Like, I could see myself just using the 2018 model for another couple years at the very least. Honestly, for most people, I don't think you really need much more than the 2018 when it comes to performance. Like, the M2 is going to be better when it comes to exporting stuff, when you're exporting videos, photos, if you're working on like music or something on this machine. Yeah, export times will probably be a little bit faster, if not a lot faster. But even on this 2018 one, when I'm exporting stuff, I'm not usually like, oh my God, why is this so slow? It's still insanely fast. And because both of these are using the same version of iPad OS, like right now I have these on 16.2, the interface to performance is very similar on both of them. I think one area where the 2022 is really going to benefit from the extra added performance, though, is when it comes to efficiency of the processor, when it comes to battery life. So the battery life is definitely better, noticeably better on the M2 iPad Pro, where it's still really good. Like, I can get through almost a day's worth of use on the 2018 model. But if I'm using the 2018 very heavily, it'll definitely go down by the end of the day, and I'll probably have to charge it like midday, where the 2022, because it's this new battery, it's got this M2 processor, it's all efficient and stuff, this one will just keep going basically all day. So that's one of the biggest differences between these two, is the battery life. You're definitely going to get much better battery on the M2 version, but that's not even a fair comparison. Obviously, it's not scientific because, you know, the battery in the 2018 is pretty old. I've been using this thing for 4 years. So considering, it's actually doing pretty well. And it's kind of amazing that the 2018 can still go through almost an entire day of pretty heavy use with just one charge. So now let's talk about cameras, because the camera setup on the 2022 model is definitely better than the 2018 model. There's one camera on the rear, and of course you have a selfie camera on the front of the 2018, and then on the 2022 version, you can see that there are now 2 lenses, including an ultra-wide lens, and I believe a LiDAR scanner. The front camera on the 2022 also has a wide-angle camera, so when you're taking selfies or using FaceTime or something, you can get a much wider view. So that's really nice if like you're FaceTiming a lot on these machines. But that said, said, doing photo and video side-by-side comparisons between these two iPad Pros, I thought the image quality would be a lot better on the 2022, and honestly, they look pretty similar. In fact, like side-by-side, I actually kind of prefer the 11-inch from 2018 over the 2022 model, even though the 2022 one has a lot more features and better lenses and stuff. Like, why is the 2022 looking basically the same when it comes to photo and video quality as the 2018? And I think it's because the 2018 was built so well. It has these amazing features that have definitely aged really well. And honestly, I don't take a whole lot of photos and videos on my iPad anyway. Camera quality is not like the main factor when I'm considering which iPad I should get, but sometimes the camera comes really in handy, and for that, both of them do pretty well. They both are about the same, honestly, with the added advantage of ultra-wide lenses on the 2022 model. When it comes to gaming, I like gaming on both of these, and they both perform really well. However, the M2 iPad Pro definitely seems to be boosted when it comes to the GPU and CPU. Like, there's basically no lag. Like, the M2 processor is so efficient, it's so buttery smooth, the animations look beautiful. I haven't noticed almost any stuttering in any games that I've played on the 2022, and that's one area that I think the 2018 could do better. Like, while it is really efficient and it still performs really well for basic tasks like checking your email, checking socials and stuff like that, when it comes to gaming, you do see a bit of a drop of performance on the 2018 model. And while it still performs really well, if you do a lot of gaming on your iPad Pro and you want the latest and the greatest, of course, you're gonna want something like at least the M1 or the M2 iPad Pro. I don't do a whole lot of gaming on my iPad Pro, so for me, the 2018 gives me plenty of performance for gaming. Another advantage the 2022 model has is Apple Pencil support with the hover effect. It is a really cool thing, and I could see that becoming useful if you're drawing a lot on your iPad. While I think that's a really cool feature, it's not really something that I would really care about or use that much, honestly. But if you do a lot of note-taking or drawing on your iPad Pro, I can see that coming in handy a lot. So overall, if you have the 2018 iPad Pro 11-inch, should you upgrade to the 11-inch from 2022 with the M2 chip? Like I say in almost every video, if you have the coin, if you have the budget, yeah, definitely get the latest and the greatest. It's definitely going to be faster. It has slightly better cameras with that ultra wide. It's better for gaming. It gets better battery life. It has that hover feature with the Apple Pencil, which the 2018 doesn't. So yeah, if you're considering it and you want the fastest one, definitely get the 2022. But if you're on more of a budget, the 2018 iPad Pro, even if you got like a refurbished one or a used one, as long as the battery was okay, this thing is a freaking beast. And if you're on more of a budget, or you just don't really use your iPad Pro for like video editing or more like intensive stuff like gaming and stuff, just get the 2018 iPad Pro. Like, you can find used deals on this thing, probably get it for like a few $100 at this point. And yeah, it's 4 years old, but the display quality is exactly the same as the 2022 model. The performance is still amazing on the 2018 iPad Pro. Yeah, there's a few hiccups and stuff here and there, but for most tasks, it's like instant. It's buttery smooth because it has ProMotion, the same display technology as on the 2022. And if you don't really take photos and videos that much on your iPad Pro, then you don't really need to get the 2022 model, in my opinion. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Which iPad Pro do you like? Which one are you on right now? Like, are you watching this video on your iPad Pro? Let me know down in the comments. Smash the like button, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Y'all know what to do. Also add me on social media at B3NAQUA. And if you watched all the way to the end of this video, I highly salute you, and let me know that you watched till the end. Drop a French fries emoji down below in the comments so I know that you are hashtag Team Aqua, hashtag Aqua fam. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting me and watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.